Hi everyone, here's what's bothering me tonight. Once again, we got to talk about Democrats in Nevada, or Nevada, however it's pronounced. Now, as some of you might remember, a while ago, I and others talked a fair bit about how the Democratic Socialists of America had pulled a rather surprising and effective takeover of the Democratic Party of Nevada. But that party didn't like it, so they basically made it impossible for the incoming Democratic Socialists to have any funds available. They just funneled them all to like one candidate's re-election campaign, and the entire staff quit en masse. And we're going to talk about them a little bit more today, because apparently the Democratic mayor of North Las Vegas, which, as an aside, I find it weird that even in America, your municipal politics have to be by political parties. Up here north of the border, that's not the case. It's all very independent, but obviously you can figure out if people are more conservative or liberal, but they're not officially on party lines. So that's a weird thing out of the way for me. But this guy, John Lee, is apparently had enough of being a Democrat because the socialists took over, and that's bad. So now he's switching to be a Republican. So this should show people and give just absolute proof that when it comes down to brass tacks, Democrats and Republicans are playing for the same team. It's all spectacle, and any meaningful movement towards actual representation and working class rights and solidarity, they're not going to tolerate that. Here's another thing, though, about this John Lee character that's interesting, to say the least. The dude was apparently busted a while ago for having CP, child pornography, on his phone, or his iPad, actually. And to make matters even more shockingly worse, the cops helped delete it from his iPad. Oh, it's just mysteriously coming up. Oh, geez, I don't know. Oh, don't worry about that, sir. We'll take care of it. That is fucked. That is so gross and wrong and disgusting, and yet, sadly, not surprising. That's unfortunately another theme about this, is there's a bunch of stuff that bothers me, but it doesn't surprise me. You know what I mean? That is the unfortunate reality of where a lot of politicians are right now in America. And I find it so supremely interesting that QAnon loves to talk about, oh, we gotta stop the child trafficking. But they undermine actual child trafficking efforts and organizations, and they always make it seem like the enemy, which is, of course, the Democrats, are the ones solely to blame. Whereas if you look at it, now between this mayor and with Matt Gaetz, it is a problem within the ruling class. And the ruling class is composed of both of the parties who occasionally get to play around in the White House or in the Houses of Parliament or in the Chancellery or wherever we are around the world under what's called a democratic system, where we have to choose effectively between two parties, and they are beyond corrupt and beyond any kind of redemption or reformation. I'm hoping that these stories between Matt Gaetz and this mayor, John Lee, in Nevada, I'm hoping that stories like this really begin to hit home for a lot of people, whether they're American or not, about the nature of the ruling class and their just complete lack of moral decency, and how when it comes down to it, they will reveal themselves to be part of the same gross team. Stop voting for these people, and stop thinking that any of this stuff is in any way surprising, because it's in no way surprising, but it's definitely what's bothering me today.